All right, Reds hitters today, a challenge. The kitchen sink will be thrown at them. Mike Soroka has a big mix of pitches, 5 to 6 pitches, but one that he goes to the most, that is the slurve. It's our benefits all-in keys to the game. We'll use it about 33% of the time. Slurve, a variation of a slider and a curveball, and has both characteristics. And it's something you certainly got to get used to because he gets a lot of chase on it. Fastball averages about 94, but the slurve's average velo 80.6. That is a big disparity. He's got 38 strikeouts via the slurve this season. Here's Reds hitting coach Chris Valleca on how you attack Soroka.
He's got some pretty efficient spin on all of his pitches, especially the slurve or curveball, whatever you want to call it. It does follow his arm path. I think with how high he spins it, it's more of a trap pitch than anything. It's the strike to ball, and with the teeth that he has on it, he gets a lot of chase. So hopefully the goal tonight is to not follow him around or height over anything.
And he'll be opposed by Rhett Lauder, who will take the mound when we come back. It's the middle game of 3. The D-backs, Belly, and the Reds, Saturday matinee time.
For the second time in the show, Edwin Arroyo gets the start at shortstop. He'll also be the leadoff man for the Reds today. So he gets ready for Reds and Diamondbacks, the middle match of 3 this weekend at GABP. Part of a defense supporting right-hander Rhett Lauder, his second start since coming off the IL.
Yeah, he started in St. Louis. We ended up losing that guy in game 5-3. He threw 3 innings. The issue in that particular game, John, was not as good stuff. It was the fact that he walked 5 hitters. So his precision wasn't quite there. The command was not quite there. He threw some great pitches, but those 5 walks, that was a problem.
We'll see what Lauder has in hand for the Diamondbacks today. They snapped a 3-game skid last night, but they have still lost 10 of their last 14. Hitting with men in scoring position, a problem shared by these two squads. Corbin Carroll has been an extra base hit machine in a new place. Nolan Arenado is far better at home than he's been on the road. Geraldo Perdomo is a hard man to strike out. He had the batted ball that was dropped by Blake Dunn. The critical mistake opened the door for a 3 unearned run 9th inning, and ultimately the difference yesterday. Now, the Reds have lost 7 of 8, 11 of 14. They are a season worst 4 games under 500. Ketel Marte, switch hitter, will lead it off. And the first pitch is well foul. Where's number 4? A tribute to Lou Gehrig. Homered against the Mets on Lou Gehrig Day, pointed to the heavens when he got to the plate.
You saw that first pitch of the game. You know good and well that Rhett Lauder, the fact that last time out he walked so many hitters, he's going to try to throw strikes early. So as a veteran player, what you do is you say, you know what? He's going to try to get ahead of me, probably with the fastball. I'm going to go sell out. Got the fastball, just pulled it foul.
0-2. Lauder had trouble throwing strikes, period, Sunday in St. Louis. Had 70 pitches, 34 strikes. His first pitches, just 5 of 16 men saw a first pitch strike. Backdoor miss. And it seemed like his velocity was up noticeably. It was the second hardest he has ever thrown in a first inning. It trailed only his major league debut.
Probably a little strong with all the time off, but he did throw 30 pitches.
On a bounce, Matt McClain. Noelvi Marte gets the nod in center field today. His second career start in center field. He also did so late August last year in LA against the Dodgers. And you saw McClain make that play at second. It's his first start at second base since May 30th. Of course, Elly De La Cruz last played for the Reds the last day of May. Corbin Carroll had a base hit yesterday, was hit by a pitch and stole a bag. First pitch is sent to deep right center, and Spencer Steer watches that one leave the yard. So Carroll clobbers his 12th home run. He's one of the best extra base hit machines going, and it's 1-0 Arizona.
Ketel Marte swings to the first pitch fastball. Understanding once again that Red Lauter couldn't find the strike zone, walked 5 people. Corbin Carroll, first pitch slider, but over the middle of the plate. And I'm going to tell you, the opposition smells blood in the water. When you struggle as a team, when you struggle as a pitcher, it just turns up the aggressiveness of the competition. And that's how you have to play. That's how you have to attack this game of baseball. No one is going to feel sorry for you because you're struggling. They're going to try to take advantage of it.
Only the 3rd homer allowed by Lauter on both this year and his career. Those handful of outings he had 2 years ago, he did not surrender a single home run. Moreno doubled, walked, and scored yesterday. Also stole a bag. Diamondbacks ran all over the Reds last night. Bouncer to third, foul.
Got 5 stolen bases in the game last night. As I said, you got to try to make things happen and try to be super aggressive. It's the only way you can play this game is to be aggressive. And I feel like some of the mistakes that have been made, think about some of the bunt plays that have been made or that were not made in San Diego. Some of the plays in the outfield the last few games. A little hesitancy, maybe indecisiveness. Got to be aggressive.
Sent to right and right at Spencer Steer. A full breakdown for the Redlegs today on this City Connect Saturday, clad in all red. What stands out to you?
Well, obviously Arroyo. Every time you ask me this question, you know where I go to the shortstop. You know, I'm looking forward to Edwin Arroyo. J.J. Bleday's been great, and I did get a chance to see Noelvi Marte in the minor leagues playing center field. He was working on his angles out there, so it's going to be interesting to see if he gets a couple balls in the gap, what kind of jump he gets.
Ball 1 to Nolan Arenado, had a sac fly yesterday. So you've shared some of this before. You think Marte coming up originally as a shortstop will aid him best in center as opposed to the corners?
I do believe that, and that's kind of a general statement because he used to playing in the middle of the field. You know, playing left field, playing right field. There's just so much as far as the spin off the bat. It's not a true, you can't get a true read on that. In center field, you can. And so I think playing center field will free him up. Obviously, understanding that he's going to be capable of doing it. It's going to free him up as far as his reads. It'll allow him to use his speed, get better jumps on the ball.
2-1. And this is something that, yes, he started once, played twice in center last year. There were a number of drills after he was converted to the outfield, exploring the idea of him playing center even last season.
Now, the other thing is I feel like he can play a little bit deeper in center field. I feel like one of the things that Marte had struggled with playing right field was going back on the ball. So you saw him playing a little bit deeper. I think naturally you can play deeper in center field. It's just a much more wide open type of opportunity for you.
A walk to Arenado brings up Pavin Smith. First pitch strike. Two. Smith, an avid bowler, his high 266. That's nothing. Our stage manager, Ron Rufus Millinor, he rocked a 299 the other day.
299. Rufus got it like that?
Oh, he's had multiple 300s.
Wow.
The most number of strikes in succession for Pavin Smith, 12. Rufus has taken them all down in multiple games.
I want to.
Runner goes. Louder steps off. Dead to right. No, he's safe. Took too long on that toss. I wonder if there was worry about a balk once he realized the runner was committed. Arenado was hardly hustling.
I talked about a little indecisiveness, right? And the way that this team has played. You see him, you go ahead and make a strong throw. But that's not the case.
So a steal and now a foul back.
Just kind of caught in between. Caught in between just doesn't work at this level. It just doesn't.
I mean, often that's what pitchers are trying to do to hitters in general anyway, right? Throw off that timing.
Sure.
No go on appeal. When Louder's been at his best, I would argue perhaps his greatest attribute is his willingness and ability to throw any pitch, any count, and execute it.
Yeah, that requires command.
Popped up. Stevenson sheds the mask, and he's got it. Home run by Carroll. Reds down a run. They'll grab their bats with Edwin Arroyo leading off for the first time in the big leagues.
Elizabeth Healthcare.
Reds 9 from St. Elizabeth Healthcare. Edwin Arroyo, the 7th different Red to serve as the leadoff man this year. Blade, Stewart, Lowe cleaning up at first base, part of that left-handed balance today. Steer, Suarez, briefly a Diamondback himself for a year and a half. Marte Stevenson, who was homered lifetime against Michael Soroka, and Matt McClain. If you're going to get Soroka, get him early. His first inning ERA spikes to nearly 7. First pitch fouled back.
Well, Jim talked about all the different pitches that he throws. He called it the kitchen sink, but it's that slurve he throws quite often. His numbers really good on the road. Last 3 road starts, he's been really good, exceptional. 3-0.
And he hits Arroyo, who gets on base to get the Reds going.
That's a good start.
Last night, the Reds coaxed 40 pitches out of starter Eduardo Rodriguez, who walked the bases loaded first inning. Reds did not get a run. J.J. Blade has hit safely in 4 straight, 7 of 8. Arroyo, a running threat, has an average lead. Strike 1. Blade doubled, walked, also lined out last night. Had a couple of outs hit pretty hard. Now Soroka, a longtime Atlanta Brave, was later traded to the White Sox. He signed with the Nationals in 25. A deadline move in relief as a Cub late last year. Signed a 1-year, $7.5 million deal with the Diamondbacks. First rounder by the Braves back in 2015 out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Blade, broken bat roller. Perdomo hits the bag. Cobb step into an accurate throw. Double play. Well, 2 retired. Sal Stewart stands in. Soroka debuted in May of 18 against the Mets. He brought with him some national team tutelage. He was part of the Canadian junior national team. His coach, his mentor, who noted their physical similarities, former Cincinnati Red Chris Rietsma. He cited him as a major influence before he broke into the higher professional ranks. Called strike. Stewart does not agree, but no ABS employed here. What Soroka's done best in what's been a bit of a breakout year, he is limiting home runs and limiting walks. He's on pace to tie his career low from his lone All-Star season in 2019 in terms of his home run rate. He has allowed homers in back-to-back starts entering today. And he's on pace for the outright lowest walk rate of his career. It's just outside of the 5 lowest in the National League. The only time he's really been hit, he was mauled by Milwaukee last day of April. Career high 8 runs, 10 hits. He only went 3+ that day, lost by Willie Harris, who gave it a good go with no glove. But since the Brewers just manhandled Michael Sirota, he's got a barely above 2 ERA. The strikeout to walk numbers are amazing. He has been pretty dominant. Time for Stewart. Now he does have some massive road splits, influenced heavily by that one lashing received in Milwaukee against the Brewers. And he also is much better against righties than lefties. There you see that wide chasm, one of the bigger ones among active men in ERA. Righties only hitting 183 against him this year. Stewart stays alive. Anything you're noticing in how and why he's so effective against righties?
Well, I think that slurve has a lot to do with it. He really hasn't shown it too much yet in this game. So I think it's about establishing the fastball. I think any time that you have been successful, there's a process that you go through. I think it's like when you have a feature pitch, you don't just go to that feature pitch right away. You hold it for when you need to get weak contact or something along those lines. And I feel like every pitcher that has any kind of success is about command and command of that fastball, because quite honest, this is a fastball hitting league. If you can't hit the fastball, you can't compete. And then when you do establish a fastball, you get chases on pitchers like that.
The slurve records his first strikeout today. Here's the Back on Reds TV, presented by Benefits All In. Reds down a run on a warmer Saturday afternoon. Temperatures spiking into the mid-80s today. Geraldo Perdomo leads it off, switch hitter batting left. Ball 1 from Rhett Lauder. Perdomo was 1 for 5 yesterday. He reached on the drop catch by Blake Dunn in the 9th that scored the tie-breaking run. Also lined out and struck out. That one gets him. He tumbles down hard. So Perdomo is aboard. I mean, there is probably a magnetic resonance to those cleats, right? They're almost a radioactive glow.
Yeah, just lucky he didn't get hit right on top of the toe. It looks like he got it on the side of the sole.
He had one of the Diamondbacks' 5 steals last night. Tommy Troy squared a bunt, clean miss, strike 1. Perdomo 9 steals this year, caught 4 times, had a career high 27 swipes last year. That is drilled to center, but right at Marte. 1 out. Here is today's Diamondback catcher, Adrian Del Castillo. Got called up in August of 24. First pitch fouled away. And what'd he do? His first major league at bat, a double. 2 days later, a walk-off homer was his first in the big leagues. Within his first week and a half, he had a grand slam. 9 games into his major league career, he had 14 RBIs. Seen a lot of the changeup early in counts from Lauder. And I think that's gone up since you made the observation of the Diamondbacks hunting first pitch fastball.
Yeah, got to make an adjustment. And guys are swinging and being aggressive early. Mix it up a little bit on them.
Bit of a hazy heaven above. The stadium lights are on. Swing and a miss. Fastball by him.
Good pitch right here. Fastball away after the changeup early. Called pitching backwards. You go to the heat late.
Ryan Waldschmidt. Up and in, buzzed, ball one. A lean off first, gets a look from Lauder. Nolan Arenado did a bit of a ninja steal of second base in the first inning. If anyone's been around little kids, you know, when they show up in the hallway, you can't see me. Felt a little John Cena-ish for Arenado there. 1-1. Waldschmidt, if you talk to him about his youth baseball, he'll bring up his dad, who would get on him about striking out looking as a young kid. And he would have a back and forth with his father, saying, "Dad, runner leaning again." Lauder comes home, swung through. It wasn't a strike. And as he continued to play at higher levels, he stayed with his conviction. And he said, at some point, the umpiring caught up to my eye, and I was proved right to my father. I was right when I was 8 years old. I'm taking that pitch because it's not a strike. Somewhere Pop swags a finger. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lauder. Redlegs look for an answer. Nathaniel Lowe, Spencer Steer, and Eugenio Suarez due up. Reds down a run, bottom two, trying to even this series at a game apiece. Nathaniel Lowe leads off against Soroka. Low pinch hit, was intentionally walked in the 8th inning last night. First time he's been intentionally walked as a Red. It's happened a dozen times on his big league career. Now, like many that wear the Reds uni, both now and over Great American Ballpark's history, there are some splits in his favor at home when it comes to power. Lowe has 9 homers on the year. 8 of them have come at Great American Ballpark. He asks for time. Already the Reds have 4 men with double-digit home runs. Stewart has the outright team lead at 13. Ellie De La Cruz went on the IL, tied for the team lead, still with 12. J.J. Bleday, after a monster May, has 11. Spencer Steer joined the club recently with 10. Reds are the only team to have 5 men with 9 or more. Lowe is 1 away from making that 5 with double digits. Now, Soroka came with a lot of hype. He was the Braves opening day starter in 2020. He was the Braves' youngest opening day starting pitcher since 1878. Payoff pitch. Lowe grazes a foul. And he lived up to that hype while he was healthy, but suffered multiple tears of his Achilles. And that derailed him for 2 seasons. Rolled back to Soroka. Initial roll up bobble, and then the lob retires Low, 1 down. Brief word now from UDF.
UDF's got ice cream quakes. The ice cream, real. The mix-ins, big. The choice, yours. Ice cream quakes from United Dairy Farmers.
So I got a pro tip today on UDF ice cream, Lark.
Please share.
Spencer Steer walked twice yesterday. Stands in with 10 home runs on his year. Tommy Thrall came in for friendly hello. checked on how my family and I enjoyed San Diego. We stayed for an extra day. Had the team off day Thursday. Our crew, we were all off with the Apple exclusive yesterday. In there for a strike. So he pointed to behind our curtain back here on the side wall. We have that ad picture of Ellie De La Cruz and his Dulce de Leche Ellie ice cream flavor that we sampled in the booth.
Right.
Swing and a miss. He made an affogato with the Ellie ice cream. So he took the LA de Leche ice cream and put it in an espresso, and he said it was sensational. So I'm just saying, if you like it.
You didn't try it?
Not yet. I just learned about it today, so I could not get espresso or Ellie's ice cream in the booth. If that could arrive, I would gladly try it. I only had one coffee today, so I could go for the espresso.
Are you a 2 coffee day guy?
I'm like a 3+, near 4. The steer goes down on strike. Second strikeout for Soroka. Eugenio Suarez, 2 hits yesterday. He's hit safely in 3 straight, multiple knocks in back-to-back ball games. First pitch bounced to third, backhanded by Arenado, steps into it and retires Gino. Well, let's keep it here. There are many big things on the horizon for Reds lefty Andrew Abbott. Let's take a day break. It's time for our Active Mic presented by Active Cash Card. Jim Day and the Reds lefty.
John, thank you very much. Special day for Andrew Abbott on many fronts. Let's start with the Joe Nuxhall Foundation and the Miracle League field. You caught a very special pitch today. Sam Dwinger, a 6-year player out there.
Yeah, we worked with them. We were able to get some kids down here. We got 2 families on for BP and then Sam's family for the first pitch. I'm just really intrigued by what they're doing and really, trying to help out them for raising money for the Hope Foundation, Hope Center, sorry. And, just whatever I can, they've been awesome to me. And, wearing the number 41, it kind of means a lot.
Secondly, this is your first official bobblehead day in your pro career. Now, earlier on the pregame show, you rated this a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, they got the look down. The only thing I was joking with the guys, but it would have been great to have a little bit of like a belly to it. That would have been fantastic. But I think it's pretty good all the way around. It looks like me, the hair, the mustache, which is a must. So they did a great job.
They even got your throwing mechanics down.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Now this day also special. Your fiance Lindsay, it's her 30th birthday. Now last year at the All-Star game, you wore a blazer. Inside were pictures from your youth all the way through your pro career. That's been transformed into a jersey she's wearing today. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was news to me, kind of. She showed me a week or 2 ago. I was like, hey, I've been working on a project. This is going to be pretty sick and pretty cool. And, it turned out well. I saw it today for, like, the second time. She's been there. She's been a rock. She's been great. But you can't overshadow my day with her. Big 3-0 is important. So, shout out to her and happy birthday.
Yeah, you've got to give it up to her. That's why I waited best for last. This day's hers.
That's right. Her day's hers for sure.
All right, congratulations. Thank you on everything you're doing in the community.
Yep, appreciate it.
All right, let's go back upstairs.
Well, kind thanks to Andrew and to Jim, and also to Lindsay. Top of the order, Marte once more. First pitch strike from Louder. By the way, for more information on the Joe Nuxhall Miracle League, check out their website, nuxhallmiracleleague.org. Something got away out in the outfield. Steer just gathered it. Have you been to the Nuxhall Miracle League fields?
I have.
It's such an incredible experience.
Really amazing. Absolutely.
Marte is grounded out to second base. Up and away. I feel like that changeup has been one of the first 3 pitches just about every plate appearance. Marte hammers it to right on a bounce steer. Great job to get to it. That'll be a single for Marte.
Yeah, once again, could tell Marte first pitch of the game being very aggressive. So Lauder going soft early, then comes back with the fastball, and that's the pitch he's been waiting on.
Now, Marte does not have a stolen base attempt yet this year. Most of his career steals were on the front half of his now 11-year big league career. Corbin Carroll homered first pitch he saw. Takes ball one. But Lark, some of the moves these runners have had, do they have something on Lauder?
Yeah, it's possible. J.R. House is the third base coach. J.R. was with us for many years, so maybe he has something that he shared with the runners. But we certainly saw Arenado almost get all the way to second base before Lauder saw him. And Perdomo, we saw him last inning being super aggressive over there as well. So maybe they do have something.
Popped up. Stewart shading his eyes. So on that pitch, just before the pitch came home, Marte at first base flexed his knees visibly, mimicking like he was about to erupt into a run. And it almost seemed like his eyes were up. He was looking for the reaction to see who would do what.
Well, as I said, you use every bit of information that you can. If you know a guy's struggling, you try to take advantage of it.
Moreno has lined out to right.
Marte over there doesn't have much of an aggressive lead at all.
One and one. Here you have a catcher DH running. Igniting the runner could be more about in the right count, trying to avoid a double play. That is something that's been an issue for him on his career. That's in there for a strike. His first full big league year, his first year with Arizona after coming over from Toronto. Moreno hit into 17 double plays. That came in just 340 at bats. This is sent to right. Steer on the move. Lost the ball. Marte was halfway. He gets up to second base. 2 on. Scored a base hit.
A sinking line drive away from Spencer Steer. He almost gets there. Just could not come up with that.
So now 2 on for Arenado, who walked and stole second his first time. And he rips through a first pitch changeup. Arenado was the only Diamondback Lauder had seen lifetime before this game. Yanks a sinker down and away. Including his walk today, Arenado now 1 for 2, 1 strikeout, 1 walk lifetime against Lauder. A recurring issue for both teams as losses have outweighed wins by a wide swath in the last 2 weeks for both clubs has been hitting with men in scoring position. Going back to the 27th of May, these are the 2 worst teams in the majors in terms of average in that spot. Now the Reds, since May 27th, entered today a $144 men in scoring position. The Diamondbacks 109. Last night they went a combined 2 for 19. Awkward swing and miss. He did not see that pitch at all. Strike 3.
Yeah, that looked like he was guessing. I mean, he does not swing into that ball. It's basically in the mitt.
Well, Pavin Smith, who was foul popped to the catcher. Ball 1. Two and 0. There are many that are Diamondbacks fans that still refer to the Pavin Smith game. Came in 2023 against the Astros. He had 3 home runs and 8 ribbies in the 1 ball game. Fouled away. He had the most RBIs through the first 3 innings of any game in the history of the Diamondbacks franchise. Top to first, handled by Lowe. Lauder strands a couple. Noelvi Marte will lead it off for the Reds. When he came up last night, he got the Reds on the board with a home run to center. We'll see what he has in store today. Bottom 3, GABP, Reds down a run. Reds TV from Benefits All In. Very happy birthday to Dolores Seitz. 105 years young today. Happy birthday. Thanks for joining us. Noelvi Marte takes a breaking ball strike. He homered just left of center. Got the Reds on the board. His first at bat came second inning yesterday. His first on this go round with the Reds. There's the sinker. So Soroka leans on the slurve that he'll use against both righties and lefties. Gets a lot of whiffs, a lot of swings that come up empty. But his sinker used overwhelmingly to righties. The league's hitting 154 against it, and he has not yet allowed a home run on that sinker this season. That's been one of the difference-making pitches in how he has neutralized power. Not that he was ever all that prone to home runs, but he's been exceptional at limiting home runs this year. Now, part of what makes him effective, this is something I know you like, Mark, he is not afraid to throw in on hitters. He led the National League with hit batters last year. Swung through the slurve, strike 3.
Yeah, you've got to show the ability to pitch on the inside part of the plate. And I feel like that is so vitally important, because when you do that, you can make a mistake out over the plate because the hitter has to respect in. And many times that's a very uncomfortable thing for hitters, to try to hit a ball close to their hands. So you start thinking about inside, you start thinking about cheating to the ball inside. Then the breaking ball that goes away, you have no chance.
Stevenson levels the count. He was 0 for 3 yesterday, struck out looking all 3 times. He is one of 2 active Reds to have ever homered off Soroka, who has buzzed a couple of righties already. Steer had one up and in. He had a lean back. Stewart was pitched in. Stevenson also had some big wins on challenges for the Reds in the game last night. The biggest came in the 8th. He challenged what turned out to be a backward K of Ketel Marte to leave the bases loaded in the visiting 8th. It was at that point still tied at 2. No bite by Stevenson, 2-2. Swung through, strike 3. 4 strikeouts now for Soroka. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Matt McClain fouls back, strike 1. McClain was 0 for 4 yesterday, did strike out, also got robbed a couple of times. Those 2 defensive highlights you showed in the open, Lark. Jordan Lawler in that 4th inning, Nolan Arenado in the next at bat on the burned ball down the 3rd baseline. Two one. Smoke down the left field line. Base hit. Hops to the wall. McClain shoots up to second. Gathered by Troy. A standing double for Matt McClain. The first Reds hit today.
You mentioned the 2 balls that he hit yesterday. He smoked the ball to the left center gap. That was caught. He smoked the ball down the left field line. This time, this ball is not going to be caught. And when you struggle, and I think it has been a struggle for Matt, you have to see a ball hit well actually amount to an actual hit. That's a great sign. Just keep grinding, keep striking the ball squarely. It'll come back around.
So here's a chance for the Reds with a man in scoring position. Edwin Arroyo reached hit by pitch to begin the game. Arroyo lifts a foul. Hard bump into the wall by Troy. It was unplayable. That batted ball from McClain, his second hardest hit ball of the season. Seems like the balls he's really gotten into have been true pulls down the left field line. He has shown power to all fields, but that's where the smoke has come. I mentioned earlier Soroka so overwhelming on the year against righties. Lefties have had a far better chance, and that was part of the idea. Terry Francona and Freddie Benavides talk about the lineup each night together. It's a joint effort. Chipped into right field. That's down for a base hit. Wave is on for McClain. Carroll from medium right. Fire to the plate is caught. McClain slides in. Arroyo drives him home. It's tied at 1.
Not many things are nicer than a 2-out rally. Double down the left field line by Matt McClain. Then Edwin Arroyo pulling his hands in, getting to that slurve and serving it to right field. No chance at the plate.
Now J.J. Bleday bounced into a double play his first time. Soft strike. Here is today's Papa John's key ingredients. J.J. Bleday, the 5th Red going back to 1900. Double-digit homers and doubles in his first 40 games with the team. Joining Adam Dunn, Gus Bell, Babe Young, Wally Berger. Soroka's slurve, Lark, is an exceptional pitch. But no matter how good it is, even the best pitchers occasionally will hang a breaking ball. I think the takes for Bleday, particularly in the last week plus on soft away, have been really good.
Yeah, he's in a good groove right now. And has been for a while.
Arroyo goes, pitch is fouled away.
His month of May was just outstanding.
National League Player of the Month, whose power also profiles well for Great American Ballpark. A lot of extra base knocks in general since he came up with these Reds. Check swing. Did he go? No. So slurve, change up, fastball, slurve. He probably doesn't double up again on the breaking ball. Arroyo chase back. Does Soroka go heat? Does he go change up against a power lefty? Goes, and the pitch is shot in the air deep left center field. Going back, Walchman. Tommy Troy makes the play. Reds get a run. Back-to-back two-out hits. McLean doubles. Arroyo ties it up. .com/family. A little Spider-Man fan. With great power comes great responsibility. And with the power of the leadoff spot, Edwin Arroyo's been on twice as the game-tying RBI hit. Not bad for his first crack at doing that in the big leagues. It's where he hit the most in AAA this year and a lot on his minor league career. Geraldo Perdomo hit by pitch his first time. Yanks back a bunt, called a strike. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Strike call.
It's a ball, just barely. So we were talking some at break, Lark, about the idea of sequencing the pitches of the pitcher, and your advice to hitters to not follow along
Pitch is overturned.
Yeah, we got that. To not follow the pitch type, but more the pure ball strike nature of it.
So we have conversations about whether you're a guess hitter or not. Think about the Nolan Arenado strikeout, right? It was a fastball or slider, whatever it was. He didn't swing it to the ball. It was in the catcher's mitt. I'm assuming because he was guessing it and he guessed the wrong pitch. So when I was sitting and listening to you talk about J.J. Bleday's at bat, if the pitcher was going to double up on the slurve, he's going to go throw a changeup or a fastball, or what he was going to do. We talk about that and talk about the flaw of falling into that trap as a hitter. Because guys are in there thinking, okay, well, he's got a fastball. I've got all this information. He's got the fastball, but he throws it 30% of the time. So, you know, or his finishing pitch is a slider and he throws it 80% of the time. That means 20% of the time he doesn't. Whatever. We could just get into that rat hole of just thinking about, or that rabbit hole of just thinking about everything at the same time. So when you're hitting, all you have to do is think about either a strike or a ball. He's going to throw. You already know kind of like what pitches he throws. He's either going to throw it for a strike or he's going to throw it for a ball. So instead of guessing which pitch he's going to throw, guess if he's going to throw you a strike or a ball. And with two strikes, you got to be thinking he's going to throw me a strike, right? And so that way you're much more free and easy to go about hitting and making contact, because all you're doing is you're trying to attack a strike, and if he doesn't throw you a strike, you take it. It's a much more simple approach. It's obviously not easy to do, but it's much more simple approach to trying to get it done. You cannot think along with the pitcher. I mean, you can, but if you're thinking, when you think along with the pitcher is when you're sitting in the dugout. When you're up there with the bat in your hand and you're thinking along with the pitcher, you're in trouble.
Tommy Troy is lined to center, and you see that when you hear secondhand accounts of if pitch tipping is available. And by the way, picking up on pitch tipping is not illegal. Bounce to short for Arroyo. Throw to first, dug well by Lowe. Using a computer to try to crack a code sequence, that's illegal. But seeing something that's a tell and relaying that is not illegal.
Right.
There are some hitters who don't want to know for exactly that idea.
That's right. Just too much. A lot of times it's too much information. See ball, hit ball. You know, it's a very simple concept, but it works. It works. Obviously, you have the information, so you know what pitchers a pitch throws. And so obviously you take that into consideration. But in order for it to be effective, guess what it has to be? It has to be a strike. So instead of guessing which pitch is going to be a strike or a ball, just guess if it's going to be a strike or a ball.
You also speak at times of the fairly simple but very direct and straightforward idea of zoning the plate, right? Of just kind of cutting the plate in half and saying, I'm going to honor this side and I'm going to let the other side go.
Right. And, you know, obviously situations dictate that, but knowing who you are as a hitter is so vitally important, because then you know where you like the ball and where you want to make contact with the ball. So when that counts in your favor, you're looking for the zones.
Challenging the ball call.
You're looking for the zones that you want, and as the favor grows more competitive, then you have to be a little more defensive.
ABS won by the Reds. They technically have not had a pitcher-initiated ABS, but I think this one kind of was. Lauder was hopping off the mound. Stevenson tapped the helmet. Strike three. Our Kia player profile. Michael Soroka now 41 strikeouts on the slurve, including 3 today. The rest of the major league starting pitchers combined at 34, and about 2/3 of that is the Brewers' latest import success, Kyle Harrison. It's a pitch that's not used to finish hitters all that much by starters, with those 2 notable exceptions. Now Sal Stewart, who sends the 1-0 in the air, center field. Walchman, deep track up against the wall, makes the catch. Stewart saw 9 pitches his first time and then gave that one a good ride.
Well, this one was a cutter. Center. Hit it to the wrong part of the ballpark.
That brings up Lowe, who has bounced to the pitcher. In the air, right field. Carroll. 2 fairly quick outs. It was quite the opposite yesterday. It was a sea of full counts engineered by Reds hitters. Their highest total on the season, largest for the Diamondbacks in a couple of years. That was part of the story in what turned out to be a nearly 3.5-hour 9-inning game. It felt like baseball pre-pitch clock. Spencer Steer struck out his first time today. So Steer was just on fire for a good 6 weeks. The hits have cooled over the last week plus or so. That's just part of the ups and downs of a year, right? In the air left field, Troy. A lightning quick inning. Now Rhett Lauder, after a brief respite, goes right back to the mound, tied at 1.
Flash Tuesday.
Multi-platinum country music hit maker John Party is coming to GABP Wednesday, July 8th, part of the Ohio Lottery post-game concert series. Stick around after the game, enjoy the concert. Tickets, more information, reds.com/concerts. First pitch foul by Waldschmidt, who struck out looking his first time. Bounce to third, straight up by Stewart. Up the line a bit with that jump throw. It just seems like there's been an increased comfort and execution with every extra rep that Stewart's had at his natural third base.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that, you know, Sal has done his entire career. It's just now that he's been given the opportunity to do it at this level. This is the way that he has played since his time here in Cincinnati, playing third base. His adaptability, I mean, the obvious position change to first base, I thought it was outstanding.
Broken bat comeback, knocked down by Lauder. Cannot make the play. Infield hit for Ketel Marte.
Little panic mode. See that from pitchers all the time.
He's going to get an athletic training visit here. Well, Terry Francona remains out there. He wants to watch him throw. Matt Tracy right behind him. Seems like he's A-OK. Well, the dangerous Corbin Carroll, who ambushed a first pitch for a homer first inning, later popped out to third base. Fouled away. Seeing McLean back at second base brings some things to mind for me, Lark. The defensive metrics are mixed on McLean. To me, if you watch him play, I think he's one of the better second basemen going in the sport. Swing and a miss on the changeup. And I feel like you see it the most when he's not there, because there have been some other plays to others at the position that were not easy plays, but I think McLean makes them because I think he's really good.
He is really good.
Foul tip, strike three. Our UC Health pitch tracks.
Well, it's about command of all the pitches, and it seems like as this game has progressed, Red Lauder has felt more and more comfortable throwing all of his pitches at any particular time.
That's his fifth strikeout today. Now Moreno, who is lined to right, singled to right. Swing and a miss on a nasty slider. Well, this ties for the second most strikeouts Lauder's had in an outing this year, topped only by his 7 against the Tigers in late April. This is sent to center. Marte's first chance in center on the slide, lost the ball. Marte never broke stride, sprinting for third. Late stop sign is on. Strong throw by Steer, cut by Lowe. Batter runner Moreno able to take second. Scored a double.
First opportunity for Noelvi Marte to show his speed in the outfield. I didn't see the read that he got. Couldn't quite get there.
So 2 Diamondback hits have made contact with the glove of a sliding Reds outfielder. Nolan Arenado was walked, stole a bag, and struck out. Ball 1. Arenado was at the plate, man in scoring position in the 3rd. That was that fluttered and late hesitant swing when it looked like he had a poor read on the pitch from Lauder. ABS.
Catcher's challenging a ball call.
Is it 1-2 or 2-1? Another win for Stevenson. His knowledge shines all around the zone. I feel like he is best at those pitches down.
You see it, the success he's had.
Lauder home. Good stabbing grab by Stevenson. Bounce to Lauder, got it.
Jinde always got something for me. Jinde, show me what you got, my friend.
This is your bobblehead.
Oh, wow, Jinde. Ooh, it looks like me, Jinde?
That looks like you.
It looks beautiful. It gotta be a homer right here. It's a home run. When you bend the bat like that.
The flow in the back.
I think that's the best part.
Do you think that matches what we got going on right here?
It's the best part. It's my favorite part right here. This is a beautiful one. So far, my favorite. Thank you, Jinde, for showing me.
Wednesday, June 24th, Reds and Brewers. It's thanks to Kroger. While supplies last, visit reds.com/tickets.
I love just being in the room when Jim Day and Gino Suarez are talking to each other. It is just pure joy.
Comical.
They're like brothers. It is awesome.
I love the sign off. Have a great day, or have a great night, Jim Day.
And even when cameras are not rolling, that's them all the time.
Yeah.
Now, Michael Soroka issued 25 pitches, gave up a run in the 3rd. He needed 6 pitches, 2 to each man, to get 3 flyouts last inning. Appeal, no go. Now, Suarez was a Diamondback in 24 and part of 25, had 66 homers over just over 260 games with Arizona. 2-2. Diamondbacks with 2 strikes aggressively pinched the 5-6 hole with Perdomo and Arenado. And many teams cheat their third baseman with Suarez. Not many also have their shortstop plate that far over. Look at that. That's tight. Center field. Walshman. One down for Soroka. Noelvi Marte struck out swinging his first time. Popped up. the seats. Foul. Small sample so far, but overall we have seen greater patience from Noelvi Marte. That hasn't yet translated into a flurry of hits. What are you seeing?
So when I went down to see Noelvi in AAA, got a chance to spend some time to talk about his front side and his takes. If you notice, his foot is somewhat square to the plate. His left foot is square to the plate, and it maintains the squareness when he takes his stride. That is very different than what he used to do.
Top to short, Perdomo.
It's just allowing him to really stay on the ball much longer. I think the home run that he hit the other day off the lefty, yesterday off the lefty, was great because it really drove home the point of staying square, because that ball started off the plate on the first base side of the bag, or of home plate, and he was able to pull that ball to left center field for a home run. That's all about him staying square at the plate. So although the results necessarily aren't there yet, the process and the setup is there. It's very different than what he used to do. I did see him kind of flail at some breaking balls away and struck out, I think it was a few games ago. But he's in a good spot, much better spot.
Stevenson grounds out. Another fairly quick inning for Soroka. Well, Rhett Lauder, another brief breather. Back out to the hill, trying to keep it tied at 1.
That sword fit.
Rhett Lauder, 5 strong so far on 81 pitches. What's standing out?
Well, the first number is the 5 strikeouts and just 1 single walk. He has found the command of that fastball. You can see right there. 15 outs, 9 of them on that 4-seam fastball. But he's throwing all of his pitches effectively. He has the fastball command.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. So that 4-seamer has been a finisher so far. First pitch missed to Pavin Smith, who was foul pumped to the catcher and grounded out to first base. Now, there was a hunger when these teams were younger, just a few years ago, when the Reds, I think, surprised many by being ready earlier than certainly a lot of the national prognosticators thought 2023, and were very much in that playoff chase on the back half of the season. There were some outstanding games head-to-head between the Reds and Diamondbacks that year. There were a lot of parallels between the two organizations at that point, and Diamondbacks famously made their run to the World Series, to the LCS. This one is lined and caught by Lowe. And there have been some other similarities more recently, including injuries to the existing starter that has dominoed in both of the respective rotations. Both have struggled significantly with men in scoring position. While the bullpen numbers on the year are quite different, some of their hiccups and shorter sequences have had some similar runs. First pitch, a strike to Perdomo. And that's part of the reality of trying to be a competitive team. It's a thin edge that's very easy to fall off of. Perdomo has been hit by a pitch. He is grounded out to second base.
Obviously, injury to key players on your team makes all the difference in the world. You think about this team and the trickle-down effect from losing your closer, from losing your opening day starter, from losing your best pitcher in Elly De La Cruz, or your best player in Elly De La Cruz. How the offense is affected by his absence. I don't think it's coincidental that this team has struggled somewhat offensively since he's not been in that lineup. And not that he had to be on fire, but he was in that lineup. I heard Cowboy talking about when the closer goes down, everybody now says, okay, well, let me show you that I can be that closer. It's just amazing how when you're in spring training and your team is constructed, Emilio Pagan goes down and everybody says, okay, let me do a little bit more.
And Ellie continues to do more, Jim Day, as he tries to get back and rejoin these Reds.
Yeah, he was imaged yesterday and deemed 90% healthy. He has no limitations, I'm told. He hit on the field earlier today, which is yet another step, and he's been hitting in the cage, both right and left-handed. It's our Elk and Elk injury report. They will reconvene tomorrow and figure out the exact plan of action, but each day closer and closer. And also tomorrow, look for Jose Trevino to be activated. Not only be activated, there he is. He will catch tomorrow, start the game.
Getting a little healthier. First pitch strike. Slider to Tommy Troy, who is lined to center, grounded to short.
I think Trevino coming back is going to be huge for these guys. Just from a psychological standpoint, at least the young pitchers on this staff. Obviously, Ellie De La Cruz coming back. And then in the middle of summer, at some particular point, we'll get Hunter Green back. And the hope is that treading water is good enough. And then it's like in the mid-season, you always want your front office to make some type of move to indicate that they really truly believe that you have a chance to win. Well, hopefully we won't be too far out of it. And when that does happen, Hunter Green comes back. That's kind of that bolt without going out and having to spend money. And hopefully that will be that guy you can rely on every 5 days to give you a great chance to win.
With Ellie having been out since the last day of May, that's too long a gap. He would need a rehab, right? Big lead off first and a look back from Lauder.
No, you talked about it, and I'm sorry I didn't answer your question, but Perdomo almost once again just kind of going.
Now he does go swing and miss.
They have to have something on Rhett Lauder.
And Perdomo was the most aggressive despite not truly trying to steal in the second, and was very aggressive there.
Yeah, Tyler Stevenson doesn't have a chance.
And Caleb Ferguson has been warming. Here comes the manager, Terry Francona, as the left-handed Del Castillo is due up. So they make the move. Reds go to the bullpen. The veteran southpaw is in. Go ahead run in scoring position. Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by your Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Ram dealers. By UC Health. Expect more at uchealth.com. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. Tied at 1. Middle game of 3. Reds and Diamondbacks. Rhett Lauder leaves. Book still open. Responsible for Perdomo, who walked and stole second. He's the go-ahead run. Lauder got a good ovation from the crowd. Left on left, it's Caleb Ferguson.
Gave up his first couple of runs as a Red in San Diego. Had a nice streak of scoreless innings going.
Skyline Chili called to the bullpen. Check swing foul. Ferguson broke into the bigs with the Dodgers. Bulk of his career came there. He has seen the Diamondbacks a lot. Only the Giants more innings for Ferguson than the Diamondbacks as an opponent. 2.63 ERA against them. Up and in. Del Castillo has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. On his career, Ferguson has stranded about 2/3 of his inherited runners. It's a pretty good showing. This year, 3 of 5 in his handful of weeks so far as a Red. Front door, strike 3.
Red.
Today's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge. Bill McQueen from Covington, Kentucky wins a brand new built-in the USA Tundra if a Red hits the Toyota Hit and Win sign. Register for your chance at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. Upstairs heat, strike 1 of Matt McLean, who drilled a double down the left field line, later scored. Michael Soroka has sent down 7 straight. The last 2 Reds to reach are due up 1-2 this inning. McLean, that double, put himself in scoring position, and when Arroyo on deck softly singled him home with a blooper to right. And for Soroka, this marks his 8th straight start pitching into a 6th inning. He's only given up more than 2 runs once in that time. McLean to right center. Carroll gets to it. Brief word now from Big Sandy Superstore.
You'll find the best selection of the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Big Sandy Superstore in Fairfield and the Kenwood Shopping Center.
First game leading off in the Bigs. Arroyo's been on twice. The Reds have rookie right-hander Chase Petty up and warming. Oh, and 2. Arenado backs up at third. Swung through the slurve, strike 3.
Very effective pitch, that slurve. He's got that vertical drop of a curveball and that lateral movement of a slider. It's a good pitch.
Down and in on Bleday, who has bounced into a double play, flying to left. In Chicago, White Sox do not have a man on base yet against Yoshinobu Yamamoto and the Dodgers. Yamamoto with a perfect game through 5, backed up by homers from Max Muncy and Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani's now got 14, Muncy has 15. Bounce foul by Bleday. Reds began the day in last in the Central, 10.5 out. These Diamondbacks 8.5 back in the West, despite being a game over 500. They're in 3rd place. Upstairs miss. Full count. It's already 4 full counts worked by Reds batters today. They had a dozen yesterday. Backdoor, strike 3. Join the Reds for Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesdays. At every Tuesday home game, fans can enjoy select $3 beers, $2 hot dogs, $1 ice cream cups. Get tickets now, reds.com/Tuesday. First pitch strike. Ferguson to Waldschmidt, who has struck out looking. And grounded out to third. That was a nice play by Sal Stewart. Now, when Chase Petty pitched the other day and gave up the home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. that lost the finale in San Diego, he had a wider window to warm up. He's been a starter for pretty much his whole professional and amateur life. I would assume he was warming last inning to give him that window. Swung through. You have the switch hitting Marte on deck, then the left-handed hitting Corbin Carroll. I would think he is preparing to face Moreno. Also would not be shocked if he came in for a clean inning. Yeah, that's another transition when you're generally a career starter. The idea of a clean inning meaning you begin an inning. You don't come in with men on base right away. That hung a bit, lifted to left. Leday able to get to it. On top of the order at Marte, who has 2 singles. He is singled to right. He's also on a broken bat, bounced one back to and off of Lauder. He's 2 for 3. I thought Lauder, though, was pretty impressive today.
I thought he was as well. I didn't think early in the game he had quite the command, but he certainly found it. Those walks went away. Just 1 on the day. 2.
1-0. And you made the observation early that it looked like the Diamondbacks were hunting heaters, swinging first pitch, and it felt fairly quickly Lauder and Tyler Stevenson adjusted the game plan.
Absolutely.
So a lot more changeups and breaking balls on first pitches.
And quality pitches, understanding what these guys want to do. Marte pulls a fastball down, foul down the right field line as a left-handed hitter. That pretty much tells you what they're thinking. Corbin hits a slider. It's a little middle. He pulls it to left center or right center field. Ambushing pitches, looking for him early. He made the appropriate adjustment. And I thought he was really good. That fastball command, look at the location of that pitch. You still have to be able to throw a fastball on a fastball count. But where you put it, the precision is so vitally important. 2 walks, 6 punchies. He really pitched well today.
Ferguson walked Marte on 4. Marte's 2 for 4 off him lifetime. Ferguson far more successful against Carroll, who's just 1 for 6 against him. He is homered on a 1 for 3 day. You love the
challenging a strike call.
ABS here by Carroll. You love the usual location of Ferguson's pitches.
Yeah, I really am a big fan of Caleb Ferguson, because that's where he lives, down there. A few times I've got a chance to see him pitch, even when he was coming back and doing his rehab down in Louisville. Everything was at the bottom of the knees, if not down. The occasional spike fastball up in the zone, but that's pretty much where he lives.
The catcher is charging the ball call.
And a strike.
Let's overturn it to strike.
Well, back-to-back overturns. Marte hops a slightly larger lead, now retreats back a half step. Very oddly this year, Carroll has clubbed left-handed pitching, has not been the same against righties. full count. Petty is still up, taking some deep breaths while he looks over his shoulder at the field at times between pitches. The right-handed Moreno on deck. Payoff pitch. Tap softly to second. McLean coming in. Backhand, no play. That's going to be a base hit between Marte breaking and the in-between nature of that bouncing ball and a speedy runner. It's a tough play.
Yeah, once that ball gets by Caleb Ferguson, he can't get to it. There's really no chance whatsoever. You know, Matt McLean has to come in. You can see the backhand. The appropriate play is to not throw the ball to first base.
That's going to be all for Ferguson, who leaves with 2 on and 1 out. This is a big spot for Petty. He'll take on Moreno, who's got a couple of knocks today with 2 on in a tie game. Chase Petty works in relief for the 3rd time in the majors. For the first time ever in the bigs, he inherits runners.
Well, obviously, last time we saw him was in San Diego. Gave up that game-winning home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. Different scenario here.
First pitch strike to Moreno. Was lined to right, singled to right, double to center. Both his hits went off the glove of a Reds outfielder, both Steer and Noelvi Marte. 0-2. Petty retired the first 2 he faced in that 9th inning in San Diego. And then Tatis, who entered with only 1 home run on his season, hit a liner that just got over the wall in left field. Lance Barksdale's a gamer. He's A-OK. Marte, the lead man, is a potential go-ahead run. Upstairs miss. Probably the best we've ever seen Petty came in his start in Chicago this year, when his kick change was an impressive pitch. Hit him. Lost that changeup to load the bases.
Well, the prior pitch was 97 up. You figure that was a purpose pitch to set up the changeup. Just lost it arm side. Message from Tyler Stevenson is, hey, that one just got away, but the prior 3 pitches were really, really good, so let's go with it. He threw a couple really good fastballs up and in for strikes.
So now it's Nolan Arenado. Nearly 290 lifetime bases loaded, 7 grand slams, including 1 this year. He is the only Diamondback Petty had ever faced in the bigs before today, and he retired him. Strike 1. Arenado was walked, stole a bag, struck out, and grounded to the pitcher. Two. Petty's major league debut came against the Cardinals. That was the last of April last year, back end of a doubleheader. And he strikes out Arenado.
When sinker, changeup, doubled up on a changeup, And a great place for it. He hit Moreno with that same pitch. And I'm sure, as I said, Tyler Stevenson going out there, hey, that one just got away. Throw it. You're good.
Pavin Smith, first pitch, lifted right field, steer over. Petty strands both. His hand to be down to men. It keeps it tied at 1.
I can. You can't spell American without.
Is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Our Toyota game summary. Soroka's been strong, now entering the 7th, twirling a 2-hitter. Rhett Lauder was very good, struck out 6. 1 earning at 5 2/3. The Reds run Edwin Arroyo, a ribby hit. Sal Stewart leads off, swing and miss, strike 1. Soroka has set down 10 Reds in a row. Stewart struck out, 9-pitch battle his first time. He flied to deep center to the wall. Hit a ball at 104 his last time. On the year, Lark, the Reds, like few other teams in the big leagues, lean on homers to score runs.
Well, if Sal was able to push that ball or pull it down the line, that last ball that he hit center field, it was blistered.
It's been just about all year. Reds have been right around half their runs on homers. While this is known as a home run hitting paradise, Sal shot today would have left the yard at 5 other parks. This one skied center field. Walshman. 11 in a row set down by Soroka. Brief word now from Kia. Nathaniel Lowe has bounced to the pitcher, flying to right. There is a right-hander up in the Diamondback pen, Juan Murillo. Soroka just south of 90 pitches. He has gone as many as 7 innings twice this year. That includes his last time out. That was a great start against the Nationals. 1 run on a C.J. Abrams homer among his 3 hits in 7 innings. Hard, fair ball inside of third. No, foul. Our third base umpire, Alex McKay, hopped out of the way.
Well, it was right at him. He got a good look at it. How about this angle? Foul all the way.
Landed, strike 3. That's now 7 strikeouts for Soroka. Our Jake Sweeney Kia pitch tracks.
We talked about the slurve that Soroka throws. Look at this ball. You give up on it because it is so far out of the zone. And I mentioned the curveball depth and the lateral movement with the slider. Just such an effective pitch.
First pitch to short, backhanded by Perdomo. 13 Reds in a row retired. They have only put a man on base 3 times. Pair of outs for Chase Petty as he left him loaded in the 7th. His first 2 inherited runners of his career, both stranded. Strikeout of Arenado, fly out from Pavin Smith. face Geraldo Perdomo, who's been on twice, hit by pitch, a walk. He is grounded out. Strike one. Somehow this game is tied at 1. Reds have been out hit 6-2. Left on base 1 for the Reds, who are 1 for 1 with men in scoring position. The ribby hit by Arroyo. Left on base for the Diamondbacks 10. They've gone 0 for 7 with men in scoring position. Twisting down the left field line, Bleday. Diamondbacks have left multiple men on in 3 innings, including the bases loaded last inning. Tommy Troy is lined out, grounded out, struck out. Corners creep in case of a bunt. That seemed to be later with direction from the dugout. Ball 1. Now they relax a bit. Lowe backs up some at first. Stewart the same at third. Broken bat to Stewart on the backhand. Offline. E5.
Yeah, right before that play, Freddie Benavidez told Sal to step back. If he was still in, he probably catches his ball in the air. But you can see why the errant throw. No chance to set his feet. Kind of throwing off his back foot. Ball sails on you.
Now Del Castillo, who has struck out 3 times, 2 looking. Elevated ball 1. That's the second error for Stewart on the season. Lined and caught. Matt McLean takes away the liner from Del Castillo. 2 down.
Good positioning here. Not a lot of time to react. Oh, smashed.
Waldschmidt has struck out, grounded out. Nice play by Stewart in the 5th. He's also flied to left. Troy angled more towards second. Troy, a rookie, does not yet have a stolen base attempt in the big leagues, but he did run some in the minors. Had 25 between multiple levels last year. It was 6 of 7 this year at AAA. Called a miss. Looks like it might have just nicked the zone.
I tell you what, Chase Petty is just going after these hitters. It's been 95 to 97. Showed a really good changeup, but he's throwing the ball on the inside, both sides of the plate. Really being aggressive.
Sam Maul warms behind him. This pitch is sent to left center. Marte going over. It gets down. Base hit. Marte gathers fire in, cut by Arroyo. Batter runner slides into second. So a couple of bags for Waldschmidt. Now the Diamondbacks have second and third with the switch hitting Marte duo.
This ball was kind of in the air for a while, and Noelvi Marte playing center field takes a deep angle Probably no real chance to catch the ball in the air. But I would assume it's going to be a little bit different him playing in center field as opposed to cutting across and cutting off that angle. Not real familiar with the position quite yet.
So first base open, the switch hitting Marte has been on 3 times, 2 hits, a walk. On deck is the left-handed hitting Carroll, who's an even more explosive extra base hit threat, but has oddly struggled more against righties than lefties this year. Let's see how aggressive Petty is against Marte. Strike 1.
And I would assume that's where he's going to live, and that's what he's going to have to do. In order to beat me, you're going to have to hit this fastball the other way.
Nice changeup.
Very nice.
That's what he was delivering in that Cub start.
Very nice. Nice tumble.
Foul tip off Stevenson. I would imagine if Maul is up, he's getting ready for Carroll. If Petty loses Marte to anything, walk, base hit, hit by pitch, Maul would get the call. Away. And I have to think Petty probably knows that math as well, and that likely was part of the conversation when Matt Tracy went out for a visit. This is your hitter. Get him. To McLean. Petty strands them both. The Diamondbacks have left a small army. The Reds are right there in it, tied at 1. Eugenio Suarez will try to spark Cincinnati. Noelvi Marte and Tyler Stevenson, the men due up.
/Tuesday.
Make your favorite Reds players all-stars. Scan the QR code to cast your daily 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star ballot or visit MLB.com/vote. Michael Soroka is done. 7 strong, 1 run on 93 pitches. Juan Murillo is the first out of the Diamondbacks pen.
Thank you. Now, no walk in the park against Murillo. You can see his numbers. Been outstanding. 98 mile an hour, 99 mile an hour heater. Change up and slider. But Soroka was just on fire.
Soroka retired the last 13 Reds in a row, the 3rd longest such run of his career. Only allowed 3 Reds to reach base, 1 run on 2 hits.
Sitting on that bench and you see them go to the bullpen, you say, all right, now we can go.
Strike 3 call.
Just dotted at 100.
Well, Murillo showed the stuff as a rookie last year and had good strikeout numbers, but walks were really high. Walks are not low, but he's cut back on them a lot, and he's become a pretty dominant strikeout pitcher. Gets a lot of swings like that. Strike 1 on Noelvi Marte, who has struck out, grounded out. Oh, and 2. That's in the air, left center field. Waldschmidt going way back, and that ball is gone. A go-ahead homer for Noelvi Marte. His second shot of the series, and the Reds take a 2-1 lead.
Well, Murillo had been really good, and it was with the 100-mile-an-hour dotted fastball. This one was a hanging slider sitting over the middle of the plate, and Noelvi Marte staying square to the plate through the baseball. What a great swing.
His first 2 homers of the season come at back-to-back ball games. They both mean Reds leads. Strike one of Tyler Stevenson, who was struck out, grounded out. You talked about it earlier in the game, how you saw the format was there. The stance was truer for Marte. You predicted the results would come. That's a pretty big blow.
Yeah, pretty good. Really happy for Noelvi because he's made some physical changes and understands that he needed to when he went down in the minor leagues. Giving himself a much better chance here at the big league level. Good for you.
Reds ahead in the home 8th. It's now Tony Santillan warming up by himself to close it. We saw Maul warm behind Petty during the last half inning. But that ball cleared the wall, and Tony Santillan started to warm. Marte's homers both went to a pretty similar spot. The one last night was a little closer to the Reds' pen, same area. Check swing, he did not go.
Well, his power is undeniable. There's no doubt about it. It's just about him giving himself the best chance to stay square and make good contact with the baseball. Once he does that, he's got all the physical gifts that he needs.
Check swing this time, he went. No, 2 down. It brings up Matt McLean. McLean has doubled, scored. He's also flied to right. That tougher sun emerging in the eyes of left fielders. Front door miss on that breaking ball. Well, you and I spoke. I asked you during the break, are you surprised that they're taking out Soroka at 93 pitches? You said yes.
I tell you, you sit there and you see a guy dominate, and he was dominating. It was not with velocity, it was just that slurve. You take him out of the ball game and new life. And here we are.
Reds have 3 hits, and one of them is a go-ahead homer.
You bring in a guy throwing 100. We put one on the board.
He strikes out 3 Reds, but Marte takes him deep. Now Tony Santillan will take the mound. He is on to close. The game goes to the 9th. The Reds ahead 2-1. Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Jake Sweeney Kia. Drive smart, spend less. And by Ray St. Clair Roofing, your trusted problem solver. Give us a call. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Diamondbacks. Marte's homer has the Reds ahead. Marte now at right. Dane Myers is in center. Spencer Steer is shifted to first. So Nathaniel Lowe is out of the game. Myers bats in the 4th position. Tony Santillan has just 2 saves on his season. He has blown 4. He's bidding for his first save in nearly a month. That was middle of May against Philly. His last 4 outings strong.
Really nice job by Chase Petty getting us to here, as well as Caleb Ferguson. Finish the job, T. Finish the job.
Corbin Carroll, 2 hits, including a homer today. Strike 1. Now, when Santillan is on, he has 2 different breaking balls, including a slurve, same pitch that Soroka used with extreme precision against the Reds today. Pass ball fouled back. Grounded slowly to McLean. 1 out. Now Moreno, hit by pitches last time. He is singled to right, double to center, lined out to right. Upstairs miss. Three and 0. Strike. Should Moreno reach, he is serving as the DH. Diamondbacks have a full bench if they wanted to pinch run a tying tally. Full count. Time for Moreno. Payoff pitch, fouled away. Diamondbacks have lost 3 of 4, 10 of 14, but took the opener of this series. Reds have lost 7 of 8, 11 of 14. They're a season worst 4 under 500. Both teams need a win. Fouled off Stevenson. He crumpled visibly. Tomas Vera ascends the steps and calls out to his catcher. Even with the gear on, right off the heart of the chest. Bill Hasselman, catching coach, alongside the longtime Reds athletic trainer. This will be the 8th pitch of this AB. Grounded to short. Arroyo smoothly. The throw took Steer off the bag, but he stayed on to get the out. Able to tap the toe on the base and retire Moreno. The Steer seemed to grimace there, but no challenge from the Diamondbacks.
We talk about the game speeding up on you a little bit. Certainly going for the win, and what a job Spencer Steer does of staying on that bag as he makes contact with that ball. He is obviously on the bag. Edwin Arroyo certainly understanding that probably has a little more time.
Wild cut by Arenado. It was 0 for 3. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, a bouncer to the pitcher. Grounded to short. Arroyo. Reds win.
So there you go. Edwin Arroyo got a couple of chances. Took his time that last one on that last ground ball. But what a great win right there. Tony Santillan comes in and closes the door.
So the Reds level the series. Noelvi Marte homers in back-to-back ball games. This was the difference maker.
Really love to see that. Murillo comes in this game throwing 100, but he hangs a slider to Noelvi Marte, who was in great hitting position, level through the baseball. Extension, elevation, put the boys up 2-1, and the bullpen is able to hold on and get a much needed win.
2-1 your final, and Chase Petty gets his first career W. Strands 2 inherited runners for Terry Francona, 1 2/3 scoreless. And Tony Santillan bolts down his first save in 3 weeks. Well, the Reds by the skinny score of 2-1, victorious today, a chance to take the series tomorrow. Post game still to come, including a chat with one of the heroes. 2-1.